Hey y'all, today I'm going to be showing you how to make a cute little crochet hook pouch, I guess. So for this project, we're going to be using a 4mm hook, yarn needle, scissors, buttons. I really want to use this button, so I'm going to use brown yarn. Yeah. Okay, so I didn't mention it, but you're going to need your weight 4 yarn. And yeah, okay, so I'm gonna make a slip knot. If you don't know how to make slip knots, there are videos out there, and I will be having a video coming soon. But we're gonna do a slip knot, and I'm going to chain up 26. Okay, now that I have my chain 26, I am going to crochet in this third loop, and I'm going to place the single crochet into the second chain from the hook, and then I'm going to single crochet in the remaining chains, and I'll meet you once I have all of that completed. Okay, now we have our chain completed, and you should have 25 single crochet. I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work, and I'm going to work in the back loop. So the second row will be done in the back loop. I'll meet you once this row is completed. Okay, I'm at the end of my second row. I'm going to chain 1 and turn, and I'm going to work in the front loop. The reason I'm doing this is because I want my cute edging, which would be this side, to be on one side, and I want the opposite side to be flat. So I'm going to alternate between front loop only and back loop only, and I'll meet you once I have my rows completed. Okay, so here I am finishing up my last row. I did a total of 16 rows. You see we have our textured side. This side will make it easier to weave in your needle. This will be our needle side. Then we have our flat side, which will be the back, but we still have a cute little design on it. Okay, so now for row 17, we're going to chain up 2, turn our work, and we're going to work in the back loop. So you won't work in the first space, you'll go over to the second, and we're going to double crochet in the back loop of this row, and I'll meet you once I have my 25 double crochet finished. Okay, now I have my 24 double crochet and my chain 2 complete, which is the equivalent to 25 double crochet. The reason we did that in the back loop is to give it this nice little fold. You can see that, because this is going to be a crochet hook or crochet tool book, so we want to make it be able to open and close easily. So now we're going to chain 1, and we are going to double crochet in the front, single crochet in the front loop only, and I'll meet you once I have my 25 single crochet completed. Okay, now I have my row of single crochet in the front loop only completed, and for the next 15 rows, so row 2 through 15, you're just going to chain 1, and we're going to single crochet through both loops. So you're gonna go in between both loops, the front loop and the back loop, and just gonna single crochet. You're gonna complete this until you have a total of 16 rows for this side. So before and after your double crochet, you should have a total of 16 rows of single crochet. Once again, I'll meet you once I have my rows completed. Okay, so now I'm reaching the end of row 16. I should have finished this damn game back, but whatever. So our base is done. Now all we're gonna do is chain 1, and we're going to put an edging on our piece. So you want the flat side to be our outside facing you. When you're working, you don't want to do your chain on this side. I mean, do your edging on this side. It's just for the look, guys. So I'm gonna chain 1, and I'm going to, wherever I have a single crochet space, I'm going to place 1 single crochet of edging, and once I reach my double crochet space, I'll place 2 single crochets worth of edging, and I'll meet you once I have my edging completed. Okay, so now that I'm done going around for my edging, I'm just going to slip stitch in here, cut this yarn, make a knot, and I'm going to weave it in. The next step will be to make a granny square. I'm going to post a video on how I did this, but I won't include it in this video because I do not want this video to be too long. But this granny square would be right here, and it'll be able to fit things like our scissors. Okay, so the next step I'm going to show you is how to do like a little pouch section right here. Okay, so for our pouch section, we're going to make a slip knot, chain 18. You're going to single crochet in the second from the hook, and the remaining 16 chains. I'll meet you on that distance. Okay, so I have my 17 single crochet, and it'll be like about that length. I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to work in the back loop only until I reach a total of 16 rows. You don't have to work in the back loop only, but working in the back loop only will give you a nice ribbed effect, and that's what I want, to add a little texture to this side since it's just flat. So yeah, chain 1, single crochet in the back loop only until you reach a total of 16 rows. Then I'll meet you back. Okay, so I'm going to finish up my last 2 single crochet in the back loop only. You see we have some nice ribbing going on here, and this is going to get sewed right here. So we're going to want to cut off a long tail, long enough to sew it down, and when we sew it, we're going to leave this part open, and we're going to sew around. You're going to want to sew it like, don't sew it on your edging, and you're going to want to start where your double crochet was. So yeah, that's where this is going to be, so your crochet hooks can sit right on in there. Okay, so I'm going to sew this down. I'm going to sew down my granny square, and then I'm going to be back to show you about our button placements. Okay, so this is what I have. I put my needles in, scissors, and some hooks. I have so many hooks though. But yeah, this is what it's looking like. I'm going to add my button. I don't know why that's right there, but I decided to go with this button. I don't know why. My original one was, you know, like that. But I decided to go with this one. So I'm going to sew this in, and I'm going to show you how to do like a little button piece. Yeah. Okay, so for my button piece, I'm going to be using my 3.5mm hook, so I'm going down the sides. And you're going to make a slip knot. You see this button? You're going to chain enough to fit the diameter of it. So I want to chain 1, 2, 3, 5. So yeah, 5 would be enough for me, so I'm going to do 10. So when folded in half like this, the button can slide right. Oops, I didn't mean to let that go. But when doing it like this, the button can slide in there perfectly, nice and snug. So once you have your chain, you're gonna want to slip stitch into the first space that you did. And what we'll do here is figure out where you want your button. So the loop will be right here because I want my button here. I'm gonna chain enough to reach this side. So for me, I'm going to chain I'm chaining 6 plus 1, so it will be 7. You're going to do the plus 1 because now we're going to single crochet around this entire piece. And I'll meet you once I'm at the end of my single crochet. Okay, so I went around once. Now I'm going to go around once more and then we'll be done. Okay, so now as you see, I have my button loop done. And you're just gonna cut off enough yarn to sew this piece to wherever you see fit on your case. So that's my next step, would be just sewing this. So figure out your placement. And you're gonna sew it down. I'm gonna sew this down, then I'm gonna come back with the final part. Okay, so now our book is done. I'm just gonna put my hook in there, close it up, align this. I'm gonna sew this button right here. Okay, so now that my book is done, I'm just gonna put my scissors back in here. And this is what we have. Close this and like I said, slide my button right in there, and now we have this cute little case for our crochet hooks and other supplies. Yeah, thanks for watching my video. If you do want to crochet yourself a case, feel free to share your creations with me. My Instagram is read.creations with 2 S's. My name on Facebook is Recreations. Just tag me your work, share it with me. I'd love to see what you guys do. And be back for my next video where I'll show you how to make granny squares.